Today I want to talk about power tools, and I don't mean drills and screws and screwdrivers and hammers and electric whatever plug-in things. I don't mean that. I mean power tools for the witches. And first I want to say there is no such thing as a tool that will give you power, meaning the power is not in the tool, but the power is in you. Because it's all about your internal feeling and your internal intention and your relationship to the things around you. What I mean by that is the tools, the things that you have a relationship to are what is going to be your power tool. And it's the things that you love. So whatever conjures positivity and strength and power in you is your power tool. For some people, it might be, your tarot deck, of course, or, like a hagstone or something, but something that's special to you, crystals, but something that makes you feel a certain way. And tuning into those feelings, that energy inside of you is what is powerful. And that's what you sort of exude out into the world. And that's how you transform and change things. So that's shape-shifting. I'm coming to that word again, shape-shifting, which I love because I think shape-shifting internally is the power of the witch, of the woman, the witch woman, man too. But learning to harness your energies and change them to create an outcome external from you is what we're going for, right? So anything that will help us change, anything that will help us create and manifest the things around us is what's important. So, for instance, I'm going to show you some of mine. So one, tea. I love tea, but I've loved tea for a very long time, and I love this company called Golden Moon Tea, which is what I'm drinking right now. It's their detox tea, which has dandelion root and ginger and lemon myrtle and a few other things in it, but dandelion root cleanses the kidneys, the liver, that stuff. My association with this particular flavor, this tea, is cleansing the inside. So that's what it's doing. If my association with it was making money, then that's what it would be doing for me. Does that make sense? So that's what we're looking at when we're looking at our power tools. We don't need anything. It all comes from within. But when we can use an object that's external from us that helps create an experience on the inside, shifts, changes energies on the inside, then those are really helpful. So you can do it with music, you can do it with crystals, you can do it with incense, scents, period. But really looking at sort of an object and seeing what it does for you and how it changes the internal experience is what we're looking for. So let me show you some of my power tools. First of all, I've got a couple. Oh, where's the lock? I didn't bring it. So I've got some family heirlooms that mean a lot to me, and I have a very strong connection. This is a weaving tool, I think with rope. My feeling about it, and which is what's important, is that it's got a history to it, and it's got a weight. And to me, that feels like I could use it to, if I wanted to speak with my ancestors, or if I were looking into the past, this would be a helpful tool for me to have nearby, put in my circle or on my altar, just depending on what my association with. You would look and see what energies and what associations you have with a certain thing. This is a little switchblade that my grandfather used to use to carve things with. I can't open it all the way right now, but there we go. So this has a lot of history to it as well, and I like the weight of it. It feels heavy. It's hardy. It's like a robust old knife. And I can, draw a circle. I can carve things. I've used it for carving. I've used it for carving soapstone, actually. I've also used this I do this thing with I wouldn't call it a crystal grid necessarily, but it's a tool that I have that I use that's like a crystal grid, and when I'm using it, I can draw energy from it using whatever tool I'm putting in the center. And I've used this for speaking with my grandfather, which was really fascinating and interesting because I hadn't done it before, but it worked really well because it was his. It has his energy on it. And he passed away in 1994, 1995. Looking for artifacts that can help you do things. So things that you love, things that you have a strong connection with is what you're looking for. I have this singing bowl that, if I could, there it is. I use this when I'm teaching my yoga nidra classes as sort of a touchstone to help people start and finish the practice. I love the metal, I love the sound, I love the wood. I just love wood. Like, I have a super strong connection to wooden things. So I love trees. Those kinds of things are also helpful if I'm making, a working. Speaking of wood, I have this wand. So let me tell you a little story about, man, I'm powering through these, aren't I? I'm sorry, I hope I'm not going too fast. So this is a wand that I got at Scarlet Sage in San Francisco, and I had wanted a wand for a long time. I wasn't connecting to anything that I could make or that I was seeing other people making at the time, and I just happened to walk into Scarlet Sage, and I almost missed them, and it was kind of the last thing that I was at the register paying for a couple things, and then I turned around and there it was, and there was a vase of them, and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys have wands, and I was so excited, and I started pulling some out, and this particular one, when I pulled it out, I just felt it was like energy ran up through my fingers and into my hand, and I was like, this is my wand. And it's made from recycled wood, somewhere in the middle of the country. Somebody makes them, and I love that it's recycled. I know it isn't typically like, how you should, or how people, find their wands, because you want a tree often given it to you. But the fact that it's recycled makes me really happy too. So I just love this wand. It makes me feel good. And if, the way I like to describe the feeling is like, it's focus. It's absolute focus. So like when I was a kid, I remember watching somebody, rotary phones were in when I was a kid, and I remember watching somebody dial the rotary phone with a pencil, the eraser end of a pencil they were using. And I was like, that's weird. But it was something I tried because I wanted to know why, he was doing that. And I found it really pleasurable to use something other than my finger to dial the phone. And, you could press buttons and stuff when you had the non-rotary ones, I don't even know what they're called, the next version up. And I just found it super, focused is a really good word. It just focuses energy. So I knew that, I had an inkling that I would like a wand, just from that experience, or that pleasure I found as a child. But a wand might not be a power tool for you. You might get nothing out of it, and then it wouldn't be your power tool, right? It wouldn't be part of your repertoire. Some other things that I like to toss into the mix are, let me see. These are tags from my past animals, my animals that have left the physical realm, and they are really good touchstones for reconnecting with them. Hey buddy, give me a second, he wants up. So my dog, one of my dogs, Mobley, passed away last November, so a year ago, and there's a couple things and when he first passed, I was really sad. Of course you are. And so I used my board, my non-crystal grid board, to reconnect with him. And I used his collar and his tag and this bell. This bell is very much associated. When I ring it, it's to call him, and he comes. And at first, I had these lights. I actually still have them. It's like a string of lights coiled around some branches, and I had turned them on one evening and they didn't work, and so I just thought that okay, they didn't work, and this was the evening of the time when I used the crystal board to connect with Mobley, and in the middle of the night I woke up to them flashing, and they flashed for like 5 minutes and then they stopped, and then they did it the next night and the next night, and I felt like it was his way of saying, I'm here, I'm still here, you know. So other things I wanted to show you. So you can also use scents, you know, like incense, or I particularly love sandalwood. I just love the smell of sandalwood, and so I have sandalwood powder. You can use it. It's a very peaceful, you know, magically it creates peace, peace and sort of calm and beauty, and it's a very. It's just a beautiful scent. So you can put it in workings too. Put it around your house for peace and blessings if you want, in little like plates, or just if you're casting a circle and you want to be in it and have a certain energy, you can use it. I mean, you can get incense sticks as well with the smell, but then it has the smell of smoke with it as well. So, you know, whatever you resonate with. I particularly love pinon incense. Because it reminds me of outside and like fire and wood, and I'm very connected to those kinds of scents. The other thing to look at when you're looking for power tools, and I wouldn't say these are tools, but like you can look at the time of day that you connect to best. So for me, I really like sunset. Sunset is it's a very liminal, it's a place to be, it's a threshold, which are also powerful. So you can look, you know, at doorways or thresholds. Clearly, energy is entering or exiting windows as well. We all know that, I think, as people interested in magic. But you can also look at thresholds like the beach, where water meets sand, where a mountain meets the land, where the sky meets, the sky meets the horizon, you know, but you look at the beginnings and ends and the thresholds of things, and it can be anything. It could be the threshold of you, you know, leaving one job and going to the next, but looking at those particular places for places of possibility where things can change, where there is already change. So you're tapping into the energy of change to create something new. What else? You can also look at times of year. I know October for me is super, super powerful. It's probably my power month. It is my power month, partially because it's my birthday, partially because I just love the fall. Just the fall period is my favorite season. So I get super energized and jazzed around that time. So I know there's certain people that love spring, certain people that love summer, certain that love winter. I sort of tend towards the fall and winter seasons over the spring and summers. But you can kind of look at a time of year that's important to you, or a day of the week. I like Sunday mornings because it's super quiet. I like holidays in LA just because, again, it's super chill and quiet and the energy comes down. I like winter over summer and spring, any other time of year here, because it feels like autumn, and you don't have the sort of overbearing sort of energy scattering heat from the sun. For me, that's dissipating. So winter is my favorite time of year. Plus, I love it when it rains here. When the clouds come in, it creates kind of a cozy atmosphere, and that's super powerful for me too. So, like, those are sort of inadvertent or not traditional power tools when you're looking at places that that resonate with you. So you can use that energy to your advantage. Get things done. If the moon phases are what inspires you and that you run with, then go with that. But if it doesn't, then don't. But like, you're just looking for the things that amp your energy or create a certain energy. That's it. It doesn't have to be amplified, but just create a certain energy that you're looking for. Also for me, this necklace. So I love labradorite too. And this necklace has a really pretty flash. It's got purple in it, which is kind of a more unusual, if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. A more unusual flash color to find in labradorite, more these days than they used to be. But it used to be just purely like blues, greens, and yellows. But I do have these chunks as well that I think are really, really lovely. So I just love labradorite, and this, on top of just loving labradorite and feeling like it's like a physical emblem to who I am in some way. Like, I can be kind of dark, but I have these like beautiful flashes of beauty, I guess. I think we're all like that, but I just really resonate with that. Also, I don't love rose quartz. It's never been, in general, rose quartz has never been anything that I've been super interested in. I just find it boring. And until I just thought I did, until I stumbled upon this piece. This is rose quartz fashioned, cut in a way that I've never ever seen before. So I really like, that it's a little bit transparent. I love the texture of it. It's super smooth, and I like the size. And so I stumbled upon this, and it was like instantaneous, like, ooh, I really love that. Because rose quartz in general does not speak to me, I knew that was a piece that I was unique and I had to get, right? So again, when you're looking for tools that enhance you're looking, oh, right, I didn't finish my story about this. So, my boyfriend gave this to me, and it has, so there's that layer of it as well. Like, he gave me something that was really beautiful, and so every time I put it on, of course, I think of him, and good feelings come up around that. So for me, this is also protective. Like, when I put it on, I feel loved. So like, looking at those relationships and picking and choosing different energies, because everything is energy, everything is movement, and we can manipulate, and I use that word in the best way possible, but like, we can manipulate the energies around us, because everything is a system. So if you are your relationship to a tree, your relationship to a person, your relationship to the environment, your relationship to your house, your relationship to your work, everything is a relationship. And if you change your energy, it forces a different dynamic between you and the thing that you're interacting with. That is my kind of long spiel on energy and your power tools, and looking for them and finding ones that really do work for you. What are your power tools? I'd love to hear the variety. I'd love to hear what's out there, and what makes you happy and what makes you feel good on a regular basis. Because we're all individual, and That's what's awesome.